I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that. Keep that shit coming. I like that a lot. Let's get it. Shake it like understand who I is. Not that many gon' do it like this. Bob your head, we can hear my shit, but I'm on my shit. I ain't has no chill. I'm who I are, I'm who I is. Taylor suit and I play the part. Fuck a fire, how you mesmerize. Black Austin pies, man, that I'm stupid. Then again, oh so clever.
Welcome back to an episode of TDG. I am your host, Sean. This is episode 6, I believe, and we have a full cast tonight, full couch. Both couches are full. And we're going to be talking about some interesting dating and relationship issues tonight, hopefully. Like I said, we got a full cast, some lovely ladies, and 2 regal gentlemen on the couch.
That's right.
So I'm going to kick off things by letting you guys know who I am. I am Sean. I'm 41. Work for the government. This is my side hustle. And that's about it. I don't have anything interesting this week. To my left, we have.
Renee, I also work in IT, but not for the government. I'm 38 and I say I'm single-ish. Don't have anyone that I call anyone. Yeah. So
Relationships.
yeah, situationships. Yeah, exactly.
All right. I'm Candace. I am 37. I do not work for the government. I'm a dental hygienist and I am recently divorced. So I guess that makes me single. Single.
That's kind
I'm 3 years divorced, so welcome to the club. Hey.
of.
All right. Well, joining the once divorced people on this thing here. My name is King Smith. Divorced bodies. Everybody, my name is King Smith. My main job is an IT specialist, but I'm policy and planning, non-technical. My additional stuff that I do, I produce podcast stuff. I am dating this lady to the left of me right here, and her and I do a live stream called called the King and Me Show. That's on Mondays at 7 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard Time Zone, where we share our life and talk about dating and relationship stuff as well, but from our point of view. So tap in with us.
All right. I guess that's me. My name is Michelle. I am 38. I am a high school business teacher. I'm in a relationship with this guy, as he already said. Hey, boo.
What up?
And again, like you said, we go live on Mondays and we talk about offering a real outlook on a healthy relationship, real being relatable, entertaining, um,
Accountable.
accountable, and loving. Are your
I
part.
like the acronyms.
And the shirt to go with it, the merch. Thanks.
Okay. Buy that merch.
All right, my name is Kendra. I am in financial management. I'm 37 years old and I am in a relationship.
Okay.
Oh, wait, plug Whiling Living.
Yeah.
It's in the mix somewhere between positivity and then whatever I'm feeling like talking about today. So there you have it. Thanks.
All right, so there you have it. That's the cast for tonight. Like I said, before things, what is our
Before I do this any further,
it's not quite right either. Before you
we
guys should know it if you guys haven't been watching. Before our dues in a way further, we're gonna jump on into it. But before we actually jump on into it, we need you guys to do one thing for us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, the like button, and also the bell so you know when we go live. We're supposed to go live at 8 o'clock, but we still haven't made it yet because we black, y'all.
people.
CPT.
I was ready.
Can't
We
you
was
say?
ready. So was I. I mean, I was here
You know,
too.
I know.
Saying.
I'm kidding. But also, I'm going to promote my dad's channel as well. If you guys are having issues with your finances or want to make your finances better, or just have a healthier outlook on your life in the future, make sure you over there to Finances with Uncle Nev. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the bell and the like button as well. We have one video out right now. 2 more on the way. He's got 80 years of experience. He was an accountant. He's owned businesses, so he knows what he's talking about. So just bear with us. The content's coming out there. Make sure you guys check it out and hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Okay, so our first question of the night. Ooh, where'd my questions go? I know, right?
I just want to say these couches are full of very intelligent, successful people. I like all the couches.
Yeah.
Um, Why are women waiting until later in life to get into serious relationships?
Can't say anything because I was married at 21, so
Yeah, I guess you don't got
I don't
time.
know that. Yeah,
Right. Did we wait?
did
I mean, not to say we rushed, but we,
it just happened?
yeah.
Well, it seems like women nowadays, and this may not, be you guys' experience because we're all a little bit older. The 20s are kind of like for the finding yourself and having fun phase, and just experiencing life. But we all can also say that your great years are in your 20s. When you're most vibrant, you're most alive, you're young. And your body's working at its peak time. So why wait until the 30s and 40s to find a serious relationship to settle down?
I don't, my mom would always say to me, just focus on school, just focus on school. Every single time I was pursuing something, just focus on school. She never pushed the whole being in a relationship thing. And I don't know if that's because she herself was divorced and she had had a series of failed relationships, but she never ever told me to focus on that. Like, oh, Michelle, you're getting old. Why aren't you married yet? Or any of that. She never said that to me. So it just wasn't a focus. I did party in my 20s and I did keep going to school and getting stuff. So it
Mhm.
wasn't a priority for me.
Well, Sean, I think that everybody, not just the ladies, I don't think anybody in their 20s should look for anything serious. Just you don't know who you are at that point. Similar to you, I got married at 20, divorced at 34, and there were a lot of changes that happened in between there. And when I look back at it, some of the things that I talk to young men about is I tell them have fun in your 20s, but while you're doing that, build value in your life so that when you do get things figured out 30 plus, yes, you might be starting a family at an older age, but at least you're going into life knowing a lot more about yourself. And if you did things right, have better resources to be able to provide for that family that you're trying to build for. So I'll tell men and women, have fun in your 20s. It should be, that's the best time to do it. And in your 30s, when you know a little bit more about yourself, then look to get a little bit more serious.
Yeah, I agree with you to an extent. And my memory's not the best, but I feel like in my 20s, I was probably ready to settle down. I'm probably one of the few people that I was ready to settle down in my 20s. Now, am I a different person now than I was then? Well, certainly. I'm a lot better. What's the word I'm looking for? Um,
Seasoned?
yeah, better seasoned. No. Did I have now? No, of course not. I was in a probably worse situation then. But I mean, that comes with it. But I was ready for a relationship. I was ready for a serious relationship back then. And now that I'm older, I mean, like you're going to do what you can do and keep moving forward. But I have noticed that it seems like a lot of people are looking for serious relationships now in their later years. Um, I never wanted to be an old dad. It's looking like it's probably gonna be I'm going to be an old dad, if at all. And then women, you reach, 35, 36, 37, and pregnancy can become an issue in those later years as well. So that's pretty much why I'm asking that question. Why are we waiting to our later years if you want a family?
Okay, well, putting you back on the spot. In your 20s, let's say you were confident about yourself and you knew who you were you actively looking then? And did you ever find anybody that
I
fit
was
that, but it just didn't? Why didn't it work out if you did?
I was actually looking. It didn't work out because of basically what the topic is about. They weren't ready.
Okay.
They weren't at that point in their life. They still wanted to have fun.
Okay.
I will say in my 20s, I didn't know who I was. It took a long time, even though I was married. I think that hurt us the most is that we both didn't know who we fully were. And so when we started to learn that, we also wanted to get out and do our own thing. And so when we were trying to come together, we were not the same two people as when we met. And so I feel like in my 20s, I wish I took the time to figure out who I was. At that point, I already had two kids. So I was like, my kids are who I am. That's not true, but I didn't know any better then. I just thought, I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and that's all it is. Like, that's all I can focus on. Forget about me. That's number one. So I feel like in my 20s, I do wish I took time. I didn't want to party or anything like that, but I just wanted to be able to learn more about who I am. I do like learning who I am in my 30s now because I feel like I'm more mature and I understand what I will put up with and what I can't stand and who I am now. And I don't think I would have learned that in my 20s. So I would encourage anyone not to get married in their 20s. It's just, you have so much to learn. And if you're putting a relationship before anything else, you're not going to learn who you are. That's just my opinion. But
And to your point of why put off finding someone if you want to have a family and things like that, finding yourself, knowing who you are, and then the hope that the person that you come connected with and hopefully have a family with knows who they are as well, because that's who you are is how you're going to show up as a parent.
yep.
Who they are is how they're going to show up as a parent. If they, say they're a selfish person, they're going to show up as a selfish parent. If you're a selfish person, you're going to show up as a selfish parent, co-parent, whatever. And, in the sifting as you're dating and coming to know people, you want to weed those things out because it's not easy to go through co-parenting with someone that you found out, oh, they don't really know themselves, or they don't really know the impact that they might have on each other because they haven't, or impact that they may have on somebody else because they haven't taken the time to get to know themselves. So hope that makes sense, but that's my my 2 cents on that.
Yeah. I do feel like it's generationally different too, because I have family members that are considerably younger than me, and in their 20s they were always talking about, I just want to get married, I want to settle down. But it's like, you still are out partying. That's not something you can do when you have a family and you're ready. Like, you can do it, but there's so much less time to be out there like that. So you can't want to be married and still live that life at the same time. It's like, you've got to slow some things down. You got to have a career. You've got to have like, you've got to be able to control how much you're out too. And so I feel like in your 20s, you don't know how to balance life in general.
Kendra, you've been kind of quiet on this question.
Just taking it all in. I think I have a different perspective because I was one of those individuals that didn't want to fully commit. So I had a series of long relationships and kind of some that kind of intertwined. And knowing what I know now, I would have been better off had I made a commitment and grew as a person with that individual. Because what I found is we have these elaborate careers and all these accolades and all this stuff. And then you meet someone else and it's like, do they have what I have? Do they have more? What can I? And it's like, I don't want to have to go through this process of what do you bring to the table and all this stuff. And I'm like, I don't want to date in this period. I like, thank God I'm not. But if I had to, I'm like, please take me back. Please take me back when everything was at a base level of, hey, you know what? I like your attitude.
Yeah, yeah.
You have potential. Let's see where that takes us. And then you can just everybody is constantly evolving. Even us as a person now, we're not going to be the same tomorrow, the day after, because we're taking in so many things and that changes our perspective. So when it comes to dating, I'm glad we're not timed. When it comes to
You're good.
like the
Go
music,
ahead.
so like when it comes to dating, I feel as though if you have so many life experiences, you always kind of look for the next thing. Like, you know what, I didn't like this, so I could just wait for the next big thing and I'll wait for that. And you miss out on an opportunity of a lifetime because you're always thinking you're going to get something better. And you might find yourself like, oh my goodness, I'm 50 and I'm still out here at this hole in the wall with Jesse, Jim, Jack.
The usual.
You're right. So, my perspective is I think it's great to say, have that view because you guys did get married earlier, but from someone who was like, no, I don't want to get married. I'm out here living my life. I have to get this career and that. It's just like, and then what? And I remember I was having a conversation with I was working, I think I was I was a supervisor somewhere, and older lady was like, hey, how are you doing with such and such? That was my significant other at the time. I was like, I mean, we're okay, but I got to do this. I got to get this. She said, you'll understand later. But I wasn't focused on building. I was focusing on myself. And it's just like for what life is about sharing it. And the experience that you have is so much better when you have someone to share with. And that's just my perspective.
I do agree with the sharing it part. Like, and dating is hard out here now because everybody's like, well, what do you bring to the table? When I'm dating, I'm not looking for what someone else can bring to the table. I'm looking for a companion, someone I can talk to, someone we can hang out, like relate with, like build a bond with. Not like I don't need you to pay my bills. I don't need you to take care of me. Like I feel like a lot of people though in the dating world now expect that, like you to bring something to the table, vice versa. And I'm like, can't you just enjoy each other? Like
Mm-mm,
why does
that's
it have to be
I
like
don't
that?
think that's where we are now. Back in the
Yeah,
day it was, but now it's
exactly.
like it's just and I don't want to say back in the day because it's always been some iteration of, some gain
Hmm.
versus another party. I don't want to monopolize the conversation, but I will. So feel free.
No, you're fine.
You're good.
I'd add in that I think that social media has kind of made things a lot worse when it comes to dating because there's too much choice, too much option. You're always comparing yourself to the next person and what they have, what they've achieved. And I think back then in the 80s and 90s when I grew up, your bubble, your circle is a lot smaller of what you knew, what you could experience,
Mm.
and what you thought was out there. So it wasn't this grand scheme of, I can go from, going from elementary school to middle school to high school to college, and then I'm gonna find a wife and have some kids. Now it's elementary school, middle school, online, trying to become some sort of influencer, might be opening up packages or doing reviews or playing video games and having a Twitch channel and having a million subscribers and get so focused on, just having the world center around us or not so much center around us, but evolve around us to the point where we're losing what it means to find a family and the actual things that, at least to me, means the most. It's not about what you have and what you can buy. It's about the experiences and the relationships that you make with the people you around you and also the family that you build up as well. And I think we're missing that a lot nowadays.
I agree. Everyone's
Mhm.
more, it's all about like weighing what you have, and I don't like that. Like
Mhm.
it's more about what's not physically there. I
Hmm.
I feel like that's what it should be, but it's reality is people are what I don't know. They want things they can hold,
Right.
and I don't like that.
Because in your later years, who's going to be there to help you to the bathroom? None of your subscribers. You know?
Hey,
Who's going to be there if you have to go to the hospital and
get
when you're home?
myself $1 million. I'll pay for a ling ling to take me to the restroom.
Let's go.
Hey, as
OMG.
long as I can pay my ling ling to take me to the restroom, I'll be all right.
Ling Ling was a little Pikachu thing on Drawn Together. I'm gonna put that in
Gotcha.
there. But did anyone else have anything?
Yeah, so I think that part of it that both of y'all hit on is that access. It's a lot easier now to be able to reach a lot of people, and people's patience are a lot shorter. So the first time that somebody does something that I don't like, you're done. You're done. Out the door, just like that, that fast. And people aren't taking the time to weigh what the impact of that actually does. And I think people are trying to seek that 90% or higher coming from somebody when I'm just the way I look at it is that if you could get 70 to 80% of something, that other 20 to 30%, you can have a little bit of a give and take on as long as that person just doesn't really overreach and overstep a boundary that is a hard boundary for you. And it's my message to people is to really take a look at what's out there in general and look at that 70% and see what you can build and work with that person, understanding the respect and love that y'all can have for each other, going forward. And it takes time. It takes time.
And I think too, when you get into a relationship, you can't be selfish. So like you said, the 70-80%, like there are a lot more people that are thinking, oh no, I have to take care of myself before I take care of someone else, even in a relationship. It's like, no, it's more about me, less about my companion. I was like, you have to keep thinking about both people. It's not all about you. When you're in a relationship, it's a joint effort. It's no longer just you. You're taking care of the whole of your relationship.
Yeah, I agree. So we're gonna move on to the next question. And we're gonna be kind of bouncing around here a little bit. But what are some green flags that you look for when you're looking to date someone? Green flags, not red flags. Everyone seems to look for red flags. What are green flags you look for?
I'll go first. When someone actually takes the time to get to know me, so I may or may not be talking about someone in this room, but getting to know me. So I am very public in everything that I share. All of my public facing things are public facing. My social medias are open despite what my district has to say about it. And I share a lot. I started my own business, my own ministry back in 2017. And when I did that, I consciously made the decision that I was going to live my life out in full public view. I write a blog every single Monday and I post it. And I was in a previous relationship and I told him that, hey, I share all of this information. I'd like you to read just one, like not even every single one. I get it. That's 52 a year. I'd like you to just read one. Never read it, never took the time to get to know me. Meanwhile, I'm about to go on a blind date with someone in 2022. He finds out my name. He goes and he reads every single blog that was sitting there, reads every single thing that I've ever published on my website, took the time to get to know me even before he had a face to face encounter with me. And that made the difference. Just getting to know me even before you got to know me.
Are we talking about King?
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So hey y'all, look.
Yes.
Which guy was it?
So I put that time up front because when her and I met, it was a blind date setup type situation. And I'm like, all right, well, since her stuff is out here, let me see if she crazy or not. Because before I met her, I did run into a situation where I had to call the police on somebody who I wasn't even dating. Like I never touched this person, never hugged her in any capacity. Because I was being friendly, I did take her out to eat. And she misunderstood that as a date, even though I clearly was like, hey, this is just a networking event. I'm not interested in you like that, yada yada. And
She's like, a date, right?
and she wanted more, so much so that I ended up having to change my phone number and go to the cops to figure out if there was anything I could do on paper in case something came up. And I was that concerned about my safety from this person. So
Clutch your pearls, huh?
yes, I had my décolletage area. So the fact that there is information out there. We live in a information age with data, and she publicly put some stuff out. I said, okay, let me read how sane this person is. And I liked everything that I read, but I didn't want to go into things judging her from stuff that she wrote 4 years ago. So I put more weight on the things that were recent and decided that, okay, she appears to be sane. I think she's fine. Let's see what this could be friendship wise initially, but she wore me down.
I like that green flag because someone who takes the time to look into who you are actually is investing in you before you're even a couple. It's someone who's really looking for someone to be with, and I think the only times that I've talked to someone, I've only had one person be like, yeah, I watch all your stuff on Instagram, I just want to, let you know that I see what you're going through, I see how you're feeling, I just want you to know that, if you ever want to talk, I'm here to talk. And I was like, you know what, I appreciate that because there's so many other people that just breeze past all your stuff.
Right.
They don't even think about looking at you. They don't think about talking to you. So taking those few minutes just to see who you are is it's sweet.
It means a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that only works for people in a certain age bracket. Because the younger folks, I would venture to guess that they're going to say that's creepy. To go there. I'm not saying I'm obviously not one of those people. I'll get a little creepy.
I get where you're going.
No, yeah, I get it too because I can imagine one of my students saying that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will go on People Finder and find out about you
Oh,
and
yeah.
check the Maryland case search.
Same all the time. Yes. But I
Search
think
names
if
already?
if your page is public, right, and
Yeah.
you post things regularly, like you said, you blog weekly, it's there to read. So
That's what people think. They're like, even though it's there to read, why are you reading it though?
because you posted it for people to read.
It's all reasonable.
Like I promise you, it makes a lot of sense to us, but he's right. The
Yeah.
younger I teach high school and I promise you on everything, they're probably thinking, no, that's creepy. Like, why would you do that? Because your stuff is public. That's why I would do that. Like that makes
Okay.
sense.
My kids are teenagers. They think I'm weird for half the things that I do like that.
Yeah.
Where like, why'd you post that picture? It's like, because why not? Like, I took it, I like it, why not? And they're like, oh, that's weird. They don't even say hi to their friends. Like, they'll be in the store, oh, I know them. We're in class all day and we talk. Why did you just wait? You didn't say hi?
No, I'm
No,
gonna
I
snap
swear.
them. I'm gonna snap them later. Don't worry about it.
That makes no sense to me. They're
Mm-mm.
right there. You can walk around the aisle and say hi. Like, I don't get that. But yeah, I can see that. But there's a balance from creepy to like. I guess for us it's different. I don't know. But the other thing I was gonna say too about that, like, I had somebody that I was talking to, and I was like posting stuff, and they were like, "I don't like that you posted that." It's like, why? I'm not posting anything about you. Are you self conscious? Like, is there something wrong? No, I don't think you should be putting your business out there because everybody can see it. It's like now that felt like control first off, and it was
Already.
yeah, and like. Why is it a problem what I post on my page? You can post
Right.
whatever you want on your page, but when you're talking about me, now there's a problem.
Because you're mine. That's why.
And that's the energy it gives. And I was like, well, I'm still gonna post it. And you don't like it, it's just out there. So
Uh, uh,
Oh,
in my marriage, in my prior marriage, I had asked my ex-wife not to post something. I didn't tell her to. I asked her not to post something, and she retorted with, "I'm gonna do what I want. You don't tell me what I can and can't post." And I'm like, "That's," and
different.
I'm I'm paraphrasing, but that was the energy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you are correct. I am not telling you what to do. I am sharing that I don't like this. And if you do, I am just going to unfriend you and then block you on all platforms permanently. That way, if I don't see it, I can't comment about it. I can't come to you and say anything. I
He
was
also
married
did
to
it.
her.
He also
So
did
I
that.
did it. I followed up with it. That was around 2007, 2000 and no,
I can't
2010 ish.
I did get that too in my marriage. He was like, yeah, you shouldn't post pictures of us. Of the two. Yeah.
that's weird.
Yeah.
I didn't want things that I felt like made us look bad as a unit to be
Yeah.
posted. Other stuff I was fine with. And I would come to her and express that. And then in this one particular thing, she stood firm on what she wanted. I stood firm on mine and blocked her on LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Google,
Till
all of them
this
joints. To
day.
this
Like, it's
day,
still blocked.
we've
Yeah.
been
It's still
divorced
blocked.
and it's still blocked.
How long she gonna stay at block?
For
Until the
life.
end of time.
Yeah.
We did a video
Yeah.
about that, and you said eternity.
Yep. Eternity. Oh, my bad. Yeah. Eternity.
So after we separated and everything, he asked me to block him so that he didn't have to see my stuff, and so that I was like, that's weird. Just don't look at my
block you?
stuff.
Because then he could
It's
unblock her. But
That was
but
his
if
words.
she
That's what
does,
he said.
if she does the blocking,
He
then it
can't
can't be undone unless she chooses.
sometimes people don't have discipline, and I
Yeah.
knew
And
I wouldn't have discipline.
that's why just delete me. Like, just to, I don't know what to tell you to do. I did block him because I was like, yeah, okay, fine. I don't want you to look at my stuff then at this point. Like, you already, when we were married, he didn't post pictures of us after a while. After a while, he had problems with me posting us too. So it was like, okay, we're at this point. You don't want to see my stuff. I'll block you. I think I don't know if he's still blocked or not because I've never gone back to take it off or anything like that. But it's also one of those weird things of like, when I'm done with someone, I avoid them. Like, I'm not looking for you again.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have to block you. I'm just
Mhm.
not going to interact with any of your stuff because there's no reason for me to anymore.
I do want to say though, because you said if someone asks you to move something, that I feel like that's different. Someone you're dating, talking to,
Yes.
situationship with
Very different.
versus a spouse.
Yes. A
Like
spouse
a
should
current
never.
and active
Yes.
spouse.
You're
I feel
living
like that's
together.
different
Very
than
different.
Joe Blow
Yeah.
asking you to
Because
do something.
he can go. The one I'm dating
Right.
might not be there tomorrow.
Right,
you
but
need a
your spouse,
commitment.
yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I feel like then we're breaking the unity that we're supposed to have. If you want me to take down something that isn't negative, it's not hurting us as a, like I would never, when I was married, I would never post anything that would hurt my spouse. Like
Mhm.
in my mind, even if it was bad, I'm not portraying it as bad because it feels wrong. So like, if it's not going to hurt you guys as a couple when it's going on, why does it have to be taken down? That means there's no unity or someone's trying to break the unity that you're supposed to have. Yeah, I do feel like it's different though.
Sean, I'm struggling for a green flag.
You know she's sitting right next to you.
Same. Like I'm right here.
All right, you know what? I'll go. I think a green flag for me would be how you treat other people, like how you are around people. And the first time that me and her met was in a public setting with other people around. Now, it's difficult when you initially first meet somebody because they're their best selves typically. And I can say since I've known her for about 2.5 years, crossing my fingers, she hasn't changed. She's still the same way that she was when she's around other people then that she is now. And I saw that genuineness earlier, and I didn't feel as though it was a representative of how she treats and interacts with other people. I'm like, this is genuinely how she is. She is happy go lucky. She's respectful. She's thoughtful of others. And I saw that very early on. And for me, that's important because I like to go out, I like to be out, and it's a red flag, not a green flag, if you are snippy to others or you have an attitude to others in public. Because I'm like, if I'm looking at vetting you as somebody to be with, then if you treat others bad, then that kind of looks bad on me. So a green flag that I identified early on with her is I saw how she treated others.
Okay.
I'll say that's a great green flag. And uh to go along with that is communication in general. If you
Yes.
can articulate and be intelligent when you're communicating with people, I really like that. Like that's a green flag because that means when we're alone, wherever we are, then we can have a conversation that is not yelling at each other because
Mhm.
you have the ability to think through your words and what you're saying and communicate. So I think that's a combination. If you're kind in public and you can speak in public and then you can do that at home, it's great.
Great. Candace, you can tell some green flags, right? Did you?
I'll just piggyback on communication because
There's nothing back in here.
I'm piggybacking communication because there's gonna be issues where we come to a relationship as our own people, our own backgrounds, our own needs, expectations, all that, and it's a matter of like meeting in the middle. But if you can't say what you need, or you can't say what your problem is, or you can't say but you act out, or it comes out left, but you just can't use your words in a way that's like, let's problem solve together, then we're not problem solving. And now we're just clashing and bumping heads. So the ability to communicate for me and just have a conversation is a green flag.
You do like to talk.
I do love to talk. I've been a little quiet today, but I'm all right. I'm all
Any fever?
right.
I will say I had a situationship where like we were talking for almost a year and then he was going through some things. Silence. Ghost. I was like, if you can't talk to me when you're going through problems, then we can't be anything. And you'll pop up a few days later and I'm like, are you good? Yeah, I was just going through a lot.
Like what?
Like, aren't you supposed to be here for us to talk through it so I can help you through it? Yeah, yeah, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. A few weeks go by, happens again. Like, I get that you're going through this thing. I'm here to support you if that's what you want. But if that's not what you want, then just say so. No, no, it is. And again, I was like, okay, then
You
that's
were able to express that?
yeah,
That's solid. Not
yeah.
many people can do that.
Because and that's what I feel like is missing from a lot of like from dating now. That's missing. People are so easy to just disappear when they have a problem.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like that. That really bothers me. It rubs me in the wrong way because if you can't even talk to me when you're dealing with something independently for yourself, and I'm supposed to be here to either console you or empathize or something, and then you don't want to express it to me, we can't have a relationship. I could be your friend, but even still, a friendship, you still communicate to a certain extent.
Let me ask you this, because you said it was a situationship. Was it so if so I would look at that as, are you ghosting me? Are you doing something else? Like, because you're just disappearing. If this is a situationship, I'd be
Mm-hmm.
like, well, you don't have to tell me what's going on, but just tell me that something's going on.
I did that whole thing too. The second time it happened, I was like, okay, it's cool if you found someone else or if there's something else going on that you don't want me involved in.
Don't leave me in the dark.
But I
Yeah,
think that's the
exactly.
beauty of a situationship. You ain't got to say none of that,
Well,
right?
the thing was is that we were trying to break out of the situationship to a real.
Oh, okay.
So
Graduate to the next
yeah,
level.
But if
exactly.
we're doing it with intention, I'd be like, you can't just be,
Right. And that's why I kept bringing it back. I was like, okay,
because this ain't acceptable. Let me set the boundary.
That was my
set the
So
next.
boundaries.
So
I was
that was my
curious.
next question.
I think I did a good
Boundaries.
job setting the boundaries the first time it happened. The second time I definitely did.
Okay.
And then third time I was like, you've already been told twice, it's like, okay, we can't.
So what was the time frame with that? Because I had someone who I probably encountered that same thing over the course of 3 weeks. I have ADHD and my attention span is like real small. We're not fitting to do this
Yeah.
for weeks and weeks and weeks on end. That's
I'm
not gonna
saying,
happen.
so there was at least a month or two between the times where
Oh, n-
the
oh.
ghosting happened. So like I talked about it, we fixed it for like a week or two. Then third week it starts to die down how we're talking, and then by fourth week, then it's back to ghost again.
You
So
must have the patience of Job because I would not.
I know I say it all the time. I've got so much patience, but I don't
Oh,
know. I don't think that I should have used it in that situation.
God
I
bless
should have second
you.
time I should have been like, handle your stuff. It's okay. I'll move on. It's cool. But yeah, I have a problem. This is my red flag is that I give too much space to
Mm.
I'm working on that. Like I
I'm
feel
glad you clarified that too, because a situationship versus a relationship. If I'm going through something in a situationship, I'm not really obligated, nor am I really going to say anything to the situationship. Now, the relationship's a whole different ball game.
I agree.
So I'm glad that you clarified that.
Yeah, because if we weren't trying to break out of it and be something outside of it, then it's very different. Like, yeah, I would have just brushed it off and be like, it's okay. But because we had intent to be something else, is where it was like, okay, yeah,
Let me let you know that this is unacceptable.
right,
This is not all right.
yeah.
Andrew, what's your green flag there, young lady?
None.
No. I'm
Uh,
trying to figure out what would be the best in this instance to kind of say. I would have to say someone who can lead in various circumstances. Like I like to sit back. I'm very reserved, and I just would prefer to just stay in my little zone where I don't have to do too much unless like if you tell me to go over here, we going over there, I'm there. If we're going over here, I'm here. If you need me to do nothing, I'm doing nothing. I just need someone who knows some sort of path forward and tell me how to like plug and play. Right. So
That's so weird to me. I hear this answer a lot from women. They want me told what to do, where to go, what to wear.
no, that's not what I said.
Whoa, whoa.
That's not what I said.
Hold on,
that's not
hold
what
on,
she said.
hold on.
Okay, okay.
Date number 3, we vibing. I'm getting to know you. Hey, so let's show out tonight. Let's pop up, and I'm gonna need for you to throw on a red dress tonight, Kendra.
That's very
No,
strong.
that's
very-
different. So
That's,
Okay.
that's the best way for some guys
like
to say
I'm
that. That's-
okay.
I
So
was like,
no, I love a good
yeah.
match.
I love matching. I love matching. Here.
I love a good match, and it's not to say like tell me what to do. I am very much my own individual person. However, when I say lead, I don't want to have to come up with the plan, right? I can draft up some plan, but please have some sort of direction for yourself.
That
Yes.
just drives me crazy.
Yes.
Every
Right.
time I'm trying to figure out what we're doing, that makes me feel like you don't actually want to do anything. You're just complying with my need to do something.
Like, do you
Yes.
really want to do this, or
Right.
do you just do this because I just planned
Right.
this? And it's like because I'll go down that rabbit hole.
I do, and then I do. Are
Do
you
y'all
playing
know
me?
men?
Like,
What?
Do y'all know men?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Men that what?
Because you know that we don't like me. We can just be fine doing nothing.
But
And we do these things for you guys to make you guys happy because that's part of the relationship.
just have the king, though. You're doing it for us, then why not play
King,
something
please
for us?
Hold up,
please
I'm not
jump in
saying
there.
all the time. But
He's over here like,
am saying, though,
I want to hear.
he's
I,
a-
I want to hear
God.
more.
it's part of the relationship. Because the thing is, King, back me up on this. You can just stare at the ceiling if for a couple of hours and not do nothing and still feel pretty fulfilled throughout the day, right?
Yes.
And that's
I
fine.
do like I do that all the time. I can do that.
But then this is afterwards. Hey, after you just stared at what were you feeling? Like what came to you? Let's have a
That's what you
conversation
want to
about it.
ask?
Yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want
let's-
to talk about it. I just want to stare at the ceiling.
So, so like, what were you thinking? Did you count how many little
Why do you
plates
wanna
were in
know?
the
I
ceiling?
don't-
I want to know what
I don't need to talk about it.
What I hear is that you're not really thinking.
No,
It's just empty.
sometimes.
I don't believe it. I don't believe
I
we're
know.
not
I-
thinking of it.
I mean,
really
I hear
does
it
do
enough,
that.
but it's just like, but no.
He
Because
really
you're
does.
thinking about like, dang, look at how many
You see this?
I
This is a
wonder how
case
many
study
stars
in
they
women
got.
not questioning what they're being told that we're doing or
You know
thinking.
what
You
But
it
guys
is?
He
can't
really
wrap
did.
your
He
heads
re-
around it.
I
Something
can't.
more than that.
We
He
know
It
really
we're
has
does
to
just
be
sit
intelligent
and
beings, so I feel like there's got to be some kind of
something,
thought process
right?
happening.
No,
No.
because I've been told by girls like I couldn't go to sleep. I had so many things in my mind.
Yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
what? What am I even like?
all the time.
Your
Like,
body
I
when
have
you hit
like
the bed,
37
it's
tabs
bedtime.
open right
Thank
now.
you.
Right now, like I'm here and I have like 37 that are open.
Did I
That's
put the
funny.
grocery order in? What time is the pickup tomorrow? Did I
Exactly.
put the cream cheese
Now,
in there? I forgot.
I can't
I'm
do anything about it, but
I
I
still
think
got time, but I'm on camera.
You know, it's like when you have a whole bunch of browser windows open. I think she was opening the
That's
same.
me.
And,
That's me.
and y'all gotta go through every browser before you shut it down before you sit the computer down. Us,
Yes,
I
it's
don't
like a
shut my
it's like a
computer down.
processing power
Shut
now.
down the tabs pop back
you
up.
can't shut
you
down.
shut down
What are you
the
talking
computer.
about? Like,
I might need the computer. Nothing
Exactly.
All my tabs are up every single day.
Shut it down.
I leave my
Bedtime,
job.
shut it down.
I come home. I
See?
come back to work.
And just
all
open
my
it
tabs
up.
are
And yeah, same.
Yeah.
I even put like I have the tabs in the tabs so that like it's color coordinated and everything. That way I can just click this and say,
That
"Oh,
sounds
this opens
terrible.
up the collection of tabs that
I've
I
got
have
3
before."
browsers at work.
Nah,
And each one.
no.
I got an admin account. I
Y'all
got a
different.
regular.
I get
I
that.
got 3 different browsers, so I just have to organize it. But the one thing that used to drive me crazy when I was married was me and my ex would have a conversation, and then he just fall asleep, and I'm like laying there,
He almost spit his drink out.
like still gonna talk, like and I'm like he's just sleeping. How he's just gonna sleep?
No, I text it. So that's what I do. I just text the rest of my thoughts. So we're done talking.
mean
Okay,
text
that's
him
fine
on
and
the
dandy. I'm
person
just
you
talking.
talking to?
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah,
texting
so
them.
this is here for when you wake up.
Yeah, there you go.
Remember we was
Oh,
talking
Oh,
about
that's
that?
a
Yeah,
great
there we go.
idea. I've never done that. I have to. I'm telling you, I can be asleep, and I'm like, you know what? I'm telling you,
One more thing.
it's like the creative
That's how we
juices.
fell asleep.
They don't start flowing until I lay down. I'm like, you know what? I got to talk
Yes.
about it right now.
Exactly why I text
No, no, I don't text them. I'm like, hey, are you up? Like, I got to get this one.
Men,
Oh,
I gotta get
Kevin, not Kevin Sam.
men's minds are like waffles. 'Cause we know how to compartmentalize. Y'all minds like spaghetti. Everything touches.
I'm telling. Well, I mean, hey,
No, no.
I mean, I'm not
I like that
disagreeing.
analogy.
I'm not disagreeing. I always called it a pancake and a waffle. That a man's mind is a waffle. The little syrup goes into its individual holes, whereas a pancake it just kind of spreads out and goes
Some
everywhere.
everything.
Exactly, and I'm fine with that. Like I'm
I'm
at peace with that. But I will say, if we're ever talking about something good or bad, and the conversation ends because he has fallen asleep, I will roll over and just text him the rest of my
That's
thoughts.
really like
Nice.
that. I like
That's
that
really
problem solving
nice.
because I wish I thought about that.
Oh, wow.
Because I would just lay there angry because I
Oh.
not angry at him,
But
angry
just like
that-
angry that you didn't get all your thoughts out.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get that.
And like I don't have any to share the thoughts with now. So now
Text
they're
it to him.
in
Just
here.
text it to him.
Yeah,
Just
I
that's-
wish I thought about that.
Just
that's
text it to
nice.
him. I'm
Yeah.
telling you, because then when they wake up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom
Yeah.
and they roll over and look at their phone, bam,
Does he
it's
text
right
you
there.
back?
He
Does
will.
he text you back in the middle
His
of the night?
response is normally, "You should be asleep by now," but that's not the point. Like that's neither here nor there. That's irrelevant. What matters is he saw the message.
Just ignore that part. Yeah. Don't,
Yeah, no, he saw the message, and then like later on in the day, he'll be like, "I think we should talk about like this," and I'm like, "Oh, talk about what?" Because by now it's off my mind. Like I got it out when I sent that text
I have a
message. I'm
question.
good.
Back to it later. It's done now.
It's done.
I've got
I'm
100 others.
I'm closing. Exactly. There
I
are
have
other
a
tabs.
question.
Yes.
Do y'all have consciences? And me and talked about this before that. I'll come back to this point I'm about to make real quick. It seems like women, and don't hate me when I say this, but it seems like there's just something either in your DNA or like a seatbelt in your mind that is just unplugged for whatever reason. Because
I understand what you're saying.
Keep going, Sean. Keep going.
Okay.
I think it's holding
because
the car.
I have
So
to my conscience. I'll be out in public sometimes. I'll have conversations like, "No, you shouldn't go down this aisle." I'm like, "Why not?" Does that happen for y'all guys? Well, I'm hearing about you guys,
Yes, it does
at
happen.
bedtime, but it's
No,
bedtime.
no,
Why
because
don't you have
that's the
conversation
no,
with
no,
your
no.
conscience?
No, because
what
that's
the
the
text
only
is
time
for.
you guys will stay put. So
That's
if you're in a relaxed state, hey, he's not gonna move.
Yes.
I love to sit up with that.
Like he's eating,
keep it,
he's in
yeah.
a relaxed state. He's going to be in tune to
He is
the
a captive
relax.
audience. He is a
Right.
captive audience at that
Okay,
point.
Keyword,
he just
captive.
said keyword. He said keyword relax. relaxed. So if you're relaxed, am I disrupting your relaxing if I want to talk to you?
No, no,
Yes.
it's a soft tone. Hey, I was thinking.
Babe.
I already see the face. I was thinking.
Thinking.
Here we go.
Or do you say, "Hey, are you up? Are you up?"
Oh, the hey, are you up? Oh
Are
man.
you- Let me
Yeah,
ask you a
that
question.
one. Are you still awake?
That's where when you guys see that, you're like, dang, should I say yes?
But the phone already told me that you like. I think that I'm on red. Like,
Don't you turn off those beeps. No, they have to be on from the moment we meet.
That's funny.
forever and ever.
Exactly.
That's why
Okay.
you get a smartwatch because you can tap in on the
Yeah,
smartwatch
smartwatch
and it
does.
don't
I
show
do
that it's
now.
red from the smartwatch.
Pull the curtain down. Nice message.
Nice.
I didn't read it.
I get that too. If it comes to on my watch, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, I might ignore that for a little
Yeah.
bit. We
Back in
good.
a
We
couple
good.
of
We got time.
At least we're admitting we both do it.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
All right. I don't. You still got your green flags?
Yeah,
She
that's
was
talking
talking
Yeah.
about
about
wanting to
That's
be
how we
led. However, I just want to add something else because I feel like I got what you're saying. And I just want to jump a little bit, piggyback on that outside of activities, right? When when we're collaborating on something, like you said, I don't want to have to come up with a plan. I don't want to have to be, the one to do A, B, C, D, and everything else. Like, I want you to do it.
Yes.
I want you to help. Like I wanna sit back. Like that is a green flag for me too. It's like I can do it and I will do it because I gotta do it for myself. But it's
Right.
nice if, I don't wanna make you have to do everything for me. Like I don't need that either. But like I wanna know that you can take charge on this. I can take charge on that. Like some
It's
things
such a
I'm
good feeling to have that taken off of.
I feel you
yeah,
on that. But
like
here's the thing.
But here's the thing.
isn't that a good thing right there?
Yeah.
Like, do you want to
No,
do
here's the
everything?
thing. I got no problem doing everything and setting up. But here's the thing. You can't complain during, before, or afterwards. You
And
have
I
much
so I don't
control.
want that then.
No, because I've
Because we
been
don't
that before. Pick what you want to do. Oh, and I'm like, all right,
now
we
we
switch
talking
this
about
one. I don't
plans.
like
We're
that
talking
one.
about
Should we go to this
plans.
one? Huh?
We talking about plans.
Yeah.
I ain't talking about plans no more.
We're talking.
The rest of life.
Oh, well,
Because I'm talking about the rest of life. Say you doing this with somebody. Now you got bills to pay.
right.
Now you got like it's other things outside of plans what we doing today. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of things where you would have to collaborate. I don't want to jump to the end, but I mean, I keep coming back to like co-parenting,
Yeah.
or co-parenting in a relationship. Um,
Because that's the hardest thing. If you can't, like, if I'm booking doctor's appointments, I'm
right.
going to the grocery store, I'm cooking dinner, I'm making sure you got food, the kids got food. Who's making sure I got food?
There's a lot of things that we have strengths. Everybody has a strength, and my strength might be this, your strength might be that, and we got different strengths. Take
Yeah.
lead. Take lead. I don't know.
No, I can see that. I can
Yeah.
definitely agree with that. Focusing on everyone's strength. Like my strength may be taking care of you, but I need your strength to be taking care of us, like the
Yeah.
greater whole. And I remember I said that to King one time when we were all coming back from Canada. I said, if you take care of like the big things taking care of us, I will take care of you and make sure that you're okay, make sure that you have what you need to be successful. So he was doing the driving, all the driving, and just like, okay, you make sure we're safe, like land wise.
Yeah.
I'll make sure that as you're driving, you have whatever you need. You have the music you need, you have the sound that you need, whatever, you have the drinks, everything that you need is taken care of. When we go to these gas stations, you're getting the gas. I'm making sure that you have the beverages that you need to stay awake. You take care of the big because that's you as the protector, and I'll take care of you and make sure that you're okay. That's how our strengths play in together. Whatever he's really good at, handle that. That's you, boo. You got that. And I'll take on what I know that I'm strong and able to do.
Yeah, that's a relationship. It's supposed to be give and take, and things are supposed to go.
It's a two-way street. A bridge, right? It sets up a
Things
connection.
go both ways.
Both
It's a two-way
ways.
street. Maybe it is working. It's not working for us right now.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to add in there. I mean, and that's very smart what you guys do. He's driving, he's taking care of you guys, making sure you guys are safe. So you gotta do something. But when I hear a woman say, I don't want to do anything. I just want to be told what to do, where we're going to go, what time the dinner reservations are for, this and that. That it rubs me the wrong way. Makes my skin crawl.
No, go ahead.
I was
You
just gonna
party on.
say it might be because she's used to having to do it all already.
Yeah.
And so it might just
Right.
not, I mean, you might hear that and it might rub you the wrong way, but you might be looking completely past why she's saying it.
Mhm.
And so the why she's saying it might be because she's tired of having to do it all the time. So you just show up and do it for her, and you might even get a different result from what you're expecting because you just think she like, I don't want to do, but she don't want to do because she's tired of doing it. And she might show up in a different way than what you're expecting, in a different way, and what you might need, and you don't even know.
Mm.
So then I'm like, is that a one-time thing or is that an all-the-time thing? Because every once in a while, we all kind of want to be spoiled
Right.
a
Yeah.
little bit, right? Like we
Agreed.
want to have all of those choices made, decisions made for us and everything. But if it's ongoing, I can understand how that
Yeah,
would be
nah,
frustrating.
Yeah.
Like every single day,
Yeah.
no, baby, you tell me what we're gonna do. You
That's-
make all the decisions. Like, no.
Yeah.
So
that's-
what do you
That's
bring?
not attractive.
Right, exactly.
What do you bring to the table?
It's got to alternate. There's
Yeah.
got to be some kind of like, it doesn't have to be 50-50, but take care of each other.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So before I hop to the next question, I'm actually going to answer what my green flag are.
Okay.
I just need one green flag. So for me, my green flag is when I'm with someone, a woman. Let me be clear about that. And,
What's
hey,
he about to say about us?
Huh?
I said, what are
I
you about to say
know.
about
I
us?
know. Five,
it's a good thing.
2, 1.
It's a good. 'Cause I'm talking to someone right now. And we went
Is
out.
that who you going to see Sinners with tomorrow?
Oh,
Yes.
Uh,
And first time we went out, I paid no issue. And at the end of the second time, she asked me, when are you let me pay? And I was okay, Julius, right now.
date, and the guy was like, that's weird.
No, things.
Now look,
Invested.
I mean, you know,
Take
No,
something from me because it's not, you don't have to pay for everything. Let me take you out.
Right.
Like,
And I think it's not about the money. It's not about the amount. It's about you want to show me a good time and showing that you're appreciating being around me, and you want to reward's the wrong word, but I can't think of the word I want to use right now. But you want to show that person that you mean something to them. It isn't just
Reciprocate.
one way street.
that's
Yeah.
reciprocate.
Reciprocate. Thank you.
vocabulary
So-
word of the week.
Yeah. So when she told me like, when can I pay for you? I was okay. But I said, well, when you plan the next date then. And she planned the next date. She paid, went to a nice restaurant, and I was very happy.
I
So
think that's
Nice.
the best way to word that because you said, why don't you plan the next day and you can take care of it?
Mhm.
Because it's
Mhm.
then saying we're both doing something for each other.
Mhm.
and I still offered to pay on the third date. She turned me down. I was like, well, let me pay the tip. She said, no, I got this. I said, oh my God.
I'm excited to see where that goes beyond that for you guys because I mean that's a great thing because it lets you know like okay I'm not just sitting here letting you spend your money and you don't know where this is going at the end of it, right? But I'm excited to see for you where else that shows up because it's not
Yeah.
I mean if this goes long term, right, y'all not just gonna be sitting here like and then where you want to pick to go to dinner, where you want to go to dinner, like it's gonna be other things. It's that same basic principle of I show up for you, you show up for me. And in this phase, y'all just dating. We gonna do this? Okay, I got this. I like that. We volley it back and forth until you want to do something crazy expensive, and it's like my money don't go that way. So you got okay. You next time we go to so and so, I got you. I got you. Yeah.
Started a little bit late, but we are coming up on time.
Yeah.
So some people got to leave here real quick. So we're going to do a quick pause for the calls. Just for if you guys are watching now, hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button as well, and the bell to know when we go live. It's supposed to be 8 o'clock, but it's more like 8:15 on Saturdays.
We gonna get there.
We're gonna get there eventually. We're gonna starting at. I'm telling you when we're starting at 7, so they come at like 7:45. That's what I gotta do for black people. White people watching, if you don't know, that's how we gotta do it. Once again, if you guys haven't subscribed yet to my dad's channel, Finances with Uncle Nev, make sure you find him on YouTube and hit that subscribe button as well for him. And our last question tonight's gonna be a quick question. It was actually an older question we had on a different podcast. So I'm trying to find a question here, but basically, when you were younger, I want you to think of 2 cartoon characters that you found attractive or you thought, you might have wanted to end up with when you were younger. Don't give me that look. So before you answer, you have to start off by saying, but hear me out though.
Hmm.
Can
Okay.
we go? Does it have to be a cartoon character?
I'll lead us off.
Because it's never gonna happen. So go ahead, kid.
But hear me out though. And fellas know who this is. Jessica Rabbit.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming.
I feel like that's every guy's answer.
Yes.
She had everything that every guy was like infatuated with. As
I
Absolutely.
mean, and who are we left with? Popeye.
right,
I'm thinking, I'm like, we don't have that many good options
Ninja
here.
Turtles, Tom and Jerry.
Raphael.
What do we got? No, none of them are on my list. I don't know.
Raphael, because he's
I don't know. It's just the name. You know,
Raphael was my
Rose Wolf.
favorite.
I don't know.
But I wasn't. Yeah,
I wasn't even into the
Me-
Ninja Turtles.
I was.
I mean, you know.
He's not. No.
I got my second one already.
Okay.
But hear me out though. Lois Griffin from Family Guy.
Hold on.
Mm,
Tell me
Can you
why.
elaborate, please?
Okay.
yeah,
Oh.
you need an explanation.
Lois was, for the most part, put up with Peter's shenanigans often and still stayed
So
with
it's
him.
High
more about her
tolerance level.
mind.
Yes.
Okay.
And still stay with him. And like Lois physically had some curves on her and things like that. You know, she would show up wanting to be good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Lois Griffin.
All right, I have one, and it's only because you said that. But hear me out though. Bart Simpson.
Hmm.
I'm from
Oh.
Baltimore. I don't know. Like I'm just throwing out a random male character.
He's a bad boy.
Exactly. Like I'm from Baltimore. I do love that bad boy feeling here and there. And he was mischievous and always doing something wrong. And like I don't know. That's the one I got right now.
I feel kind of boxed into a corner to find somebody, but going off of the appeal, Roger from Doug.
Mm.
I mean, he wasn't the most handsome, but he,
But
you
his
know,
leather jacket.
the leather jacket and a little swoop over.
Now,
There you go.
I didn't have anybody, but now that you brought up Doug, Skeeter
reach.
was funny.
There you go.
Was he and cool? He was cool.
All right.
Had the skateboard.
He didn't care what anybody thought about him either. So that confidence.
All right, y'all. Y'all helped me. I got my second one. But hear me out though. Arthur.
That's who I was.
No, go say it. Why?
Why? Yeah.
Because Arthur, like his imagination, and if someone can
Mhm.
imagine this entirely different world, just imagine how far they can help you go in life.
The creativity.
Like, yes, such a creative mind. So that was
If
Yeah,
you
that's
just
not
think
why-
really
That is
good,
not why I said him.
supportive,
like,
cool,
hey,
funny.
I really
Got
like,
a little appeal to him.
That is
and-
actually not even 1000% why I said why. You know that meme that's circulating of the little fist?
I have a T-shirt
That's-
that has that on it.
So in my mind, like I remember that episode and I'm like, that's why. Like that little gangster, that little
He's like,
thug
"I
moment
kinda
right there. He's like, I'm about to pop off. That author right there,
Push him under
specifically
the
that
hood.
one episode, that's him.
Moist.
Well,
I think I've got one, at least one. But hear me out though. Captain Planet.
Captain, he's a
He was saving the.
Yeah, he did. He did a lot.
Down to zero.
appreciate
I
His
don't know.
powers magnified, and he's fighting on the planet
Side.
Yes. Okay.
So my reasons are he brought a bunch of people together who would have never come together
Facts.
and got them to fight
All
to save
Where are you
ethnicities.
today?
all back.
Yes.
Today.
Where is he today?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wind,
I
water.
did not.
Water.
The only one I wasn't okay with. The heart, I wasn't okay with. I was like, I understand what you were trying to do, but
Yeah,
heart
my
was
tea
just
did
kinda-
suck.
Yeah, sorry, but he's just what I would envision a good communicator.
I'm gonna get 3 actually.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Okay.
all right. So that's the only one I can think of right now. I'm still thinking about the other ones. If anybody,
All right, but hear me out though. Orchid from Killer Instinct.
See here.
Because
Yeah.
yeah. See, Candace got to leave for the night. Orchid from Killer Instinct.
wait,
If you know, you know.
Oh.
what?
Yeah.
From Killer Instinct.
Uh-huh.
I
She's like-
forgot about Killer Instinct, the video game.
Yeah.
I'm assuming
Mm.
she's Latina, whatever. Got the hair like to her shoulders. She's capable.
You said cartoons, not video games, because I got a list.
the
Then
same
it's not the same thing.
Because I could have gone Mortal Kombat. I'm just saying, like,
I got that
Fine.
open.
finish him. Like, come
Anything
on.
that's not a real person. There you go.
Okay.
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 Um,
The cast
And-
of
All right,
Mortal
so
Kombat.
I'm gonna say Sonic.
Ah,
Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic.
the Hedgehog.
why not? Yeah.
Right.
I need a why.
Because he was saving the world. He was just cool. He was a cool dude.
Yeah. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
And Aunt Lizzie's.
And he had nice sneakers.
He did. Definitely did.
A question for you. How much does attraction factor to you?
It's not a big thing for me. It's more personality.
I'm
Yeah.
gathering that now, which is great because I think too often people take a look at what's on the outside first and they don't really count the values of somebody. But everything you talked about has spoken to values and things. And that's rare.
Like, I think one week we were talking about what do we look for in a guy? Like, what's the first thing? And I have to know someone to be attracted to them. So, like, I have to actually go on that first date before I feel any kind of like connection.
Okay.
Difficult because I don't even sometimes make it to getting on the first date, and I'm like, oh, you seem like you just no.
You're weird.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep.
All right, who else
Who
is
else?
on your list?
Well, since you brought Captain Planet, my second one was gonna be Gaia. So hit me out though, Gaia,
Gotcha.
because she's the whole
She was Mother Earth.
yeah, Mother Earth. I
Mm.
mean, it doesn't get better than that.
Okay.
I had a third. Blanking on who the third was though.
Was it an X-Men?
No,
Marvel?
but it could be that. Oops, no. Yeah, the old
Think of
school
what?
Oh.
actual '90s X-Men.
Who'd you say, Rogue?
Wolverine?
I was thinking he was gonna say Rogue or Storm.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that I was.
Talk too slow.
See,
That's my only
She
problem with
did.
Storm.
She did. She did.
but Rogue was dope.
Imagine a conversation with Storm. That would last forever.
Literal seasons would change in having those conversations with her.
That's why they didn't give her many lines.
Get it? You notice that they really did not. They never gave her a lot of lines.
What you feeling right now, Kendra? Look your face and you look disappointed. Oh man. Yeah. So do we got everyone?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of another one because Jessica Rabbit is too easy, and that pretty much hits the top of everybody's list. So I'm trying to think if we could expand it, not just cartoons, maybe video games, fantasy person. Um, hmm. Okay. But hear me out though. Shiva, Mortal Kombat.
Oh wait,
Which one was that?
Wait, hold on.
the six.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking about. Yeah,
Fox, don't you?
yeah,
She was the girl version of the other guy.
yeah, yeah,
Her body was kind of tight.
Not her
yeah.
face.
I mean, I don't need to know about the face. And
Butterface.
that, I mean,
Butterface.
you know, it could be like, you know, you got 2 in 1. I mean, I'm just saying. So yeah,
Personality.
Come on.
Shiva.
Sit hands though. Can did anyone else come to mind? Because you only said the aardvark person.
Hey,
Arthur.
It's an aardvark.
was. That's how I learned that word.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of some cartoon characters. I don't even know the guy's name. So I don't know if you guys seen the show Sailor Moon.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That was my
Sailor
favorite
Moon?
show. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Like he was
yeah.
just so suave and
Huh.
With the
like,
robe.
yes.
Yeah.
And so that's
Yeah,
like
he
a
was.
Everything.
That's a
Yeah,
good
so-
one.
Yeah, that is a good one.
That's a
That's
good one.
yeah, so it would be him.
Yeah.
Like he looks like like he got the whole look, a gentleman, and he has that robe, and it just
Ready to
I mean,
take you out to dinner.
right,
Mhm.
yeah.
And yeah,
Yes.
cake too.
Mm-hmm.
There is somebody in the comments that added to this. But hear me out though. Aladdin.
Yes.
I love me a hot, toxic, lion ass street rat.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't get that from him.
Also, no, he was not a hero. He was not a good
Yeah,
guy.
he
Yeah,
was.
no,
But Jeff
He was
shouldn't have
very
gone with him.
He was
deceitful.
just trying to survive.
No, yes,
He
but
was a street rat with
he
no
lied
no
to the
family.
princess. He wanted to. It's
I mean,
when
you
you
see what the
put
princess
your
look like though? I'd lie too.
That's no.
Okay.
Jeff stayed with him after.
He did lie to get the draws.
everything was a lie.
How's it different from nowadays? Plus, didn't Genie
Because
kind
we
of
don't
tell
have
him to?
genies. No, Genie fed into his lies. That's what it was. He
Ooh.
controlled Genie.
But hear me out though. Beast from Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah.
Because Beauty and the
Even when
Beast
he was
is
a
my
beast.
favorite story. Yes, even when he was a beast. Because at the end of the day, he had a good
Good
heart. He
did.
really did have a good
Mhm.
heart. Yeah.
And he was out here lying to the princess.
Exactly.
I
That's
thought
a
you were
good
Beast
point.
from X-Men, Hank before.
Well, no, I like Beast too, but Wolverine was always my favorite.
Aladdin was a
Always.
straight up Pookie.
Yeah, he
What?
was
You
a-
think so?
Yes.
So
He wasn't getting
they're
girls
talking
though.
about
It was
me.
just her.
I mean, we don't know that because they never got into
Well,
it,
no,
but
he did get other girls. Remember when he was doing the Prince song and the other women are like, "Oh my gosh,"
Yeah,
feeding
yeah.
into it.
Aladdin was a Pookie, yo.
That's because he had money though.
No.
They're making a movie based on like it's like a negative spin on Aladdin somehow, like a horror spin on it. I have a
Huh.
feeling Aladdin's gonna be like the one that gets like tortured or whatever. I don't know what they're doing, but
It must be like Aladdin, like P Diddy or something.
I did think of one more. But hear me out though, Gambit.
Yes. It's that French accent, ain't it?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And,
Mon
and not
chéri.
Channing Tatum Gambit, not that one.
I thought that was a funny one.
But his accent is not attractive.
Oh no, that wasn't. Mon chéri.
Yeah. But I still liked him as a character.
Yeah, no,
but
yeah.
no, Gambit was cool.
And the cars, you gotta love
Just,
Gambit.
like, sparkling explosive cars.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah.
That's nice. Pretty much anything in X-Men, anything like Marvel related.
Except Cyclops, because he was just too stuck up.
Yeah, he really did have a stick.
With
Just
himself.
yeah.
Yeah.
Even I wanted Jean to go after Wolverine. Like, come on, like anything's better. Go for the bad boy. Go for the bad boy. Go for the bad
Exactly.
boy. Sorry.
Wolverine had a heart.
Mhm.
I got a question for you then, young lady.
Oh, my bad.
Do you remember one of the first questions that you asked me when we got together? Like at what's her name's house?
Honey, I don't know what I did 2 hours ago.
Really, actually, it wasn't a question. It was more of a statement. You were like, you seem like you were bad back in the day.
Did I?
Yes. Yes. And my answer was absolutely not. Like I was
Was that the real
I'm-
answer?
yeah.
No, it really is the truth.
I-
but
like-
I don't remember
Like I
answering
got
that.
in trouble growing up for my mouth because I would talk back to people that I felt like like whenever somebody was doing something wrong, I would
Yeah.
speak up. But I'm like, no, I pretty much stayed out of trouble and this, that, and the third. And now I'm like, you was out here looking for a whole
In all fairness, but hear me out though. Like, but when I met you, you had on a Marvel shirt. Like I told you a million times over, we would not be here if I had met you and you had on a DC shirt.
Yeah.
But you had on a Marvel shirt, and that spoke volumes to who you were as a person. And I still hold you to that
Yep.
today.
Yep, you did ask
Sure.
that. You said, I bet you were something like a problem or something growing up. I was like, nope,
Because I
Goody
knew you
two
were
shoes
cheating in
over
those
here.
games that we were playing that night.
So yeah,
I still love you.
putting two and two together is very interesting.
I like how nobody said a DC character though.
Because
None,
DC sucks.
none.
Again, when I met him, he was in a Marvel shirt, and I saw him, and I was just captivated. 'Cause I was like, he knows and appreciates Marvel. I love it, and I told him all the time, if he had on a DC shirt, we would not be here. Like,
Batgirl. She's pretty
No.
hot.
what about her?
You don't think so, Barbara Gordon?
Catwoman could get it.
They-
Catwoman could
Eartha
get
Kitt's
it.
Catwoman.
it depends on which Catwoman.
It depends because if you
Catwoman is terrible.
exactly like if you talk about Halle Berry, we
She had
really
no real
we
Well,
can't
no,
even be
no.
friends. Huh?
Well,
Kim
I
wasn't
remember
bad.
now. My Hear Me Out was Hello Nurse from Animaniacs.
Hello,
Okay, yeah,
Nurse.
yeah.
Oh,
I can
yeah.
understand that one.
That goes through with Jessica Rabbit though. It's like okay, I
It's
get it.
it's predictable, but no, it works.
Before, though.
Brittany in the comments said Aladdin was a terrible person, and he was a pathological liar,
Man,
And she
which is
hated
true.
him, which is crazy.
Well, hard on him. He had no upbringing. He was
Ah.
child
Whose fault is
solid.
that?
Huh?
He should have been straight up. We talk about being hot, honest,
just
open, and transparent early
Shocking.
on,
Precious.
and Aladdin was
Why
not
didn't
that.
teach him that though. He had no parents.
So then here's my question:
All he
Was
had is a
Jafar
monkey.
that bad? Because they were both doing the same thing.
Yeah, Jafar was an old ass man.
Yeah, but they were both doing the same thing. Except Jafar wasn't successful. They were both cheating the whole
But Jafar's trying to kill everybody.
He wasn't. He was trying
So
to
the murder
enslave
makes
them.
it different.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
he wasn't trying to kill him. He was trying to enslave him. Just like Aladdin was trying to become the prince and marry the
But
princess.
Jafar's actually trying to go for a 15-year-old too. Because
Yeah.
she was
Okay.
14,
Well,
15.
then when
Somewhere
you
He's
put
probably,
it
he was probably at least 30.
that level of perspective.
So
Yeah.
Very-
That part of it is worse.
Very Shannon Sharp like. Okay.
Yep. I think I said something about that last week. Let's talk about it.
Wow.
That's just getting
Okay.
worse and worse. It's getting worse and worse. I just keep looking into it.
Okay. Well, we're gonna wrap it up here for the night. Once again, thank you guys for joining. If you guys haven't hit the subscribe button, go ahead and hit it now. Hit the like button and the bell so you're notified when we go live. Saturdays at 8:15ish. Hoping to get down to 8 o'clock. Once again, go ahead and check out Finances with Uncle Nev. If you guys want to get your finances in order, more videos on the way pretty soon. And I am Sean, your host, 41. To my left is,
Renee, I'm 38.
and to her left is Candace with a blank spot, but she's, she wasn't there. So she wants to promise.
You've got King, the actual King Smith, or the King and Me show on all major platforms. 40 years old, your boy will be 41 this year.
Michelle, and all of my things are like God happened to me, and 38.
Kendra Wiling Living, and I'm 37.
All right. Thank you guys for joining. Really appreciate it. And make sure you guys tune in next week for our next episode of TDG Live. We's out.
Peace.